y'all. Yeah. How y'all doing out there? We about to get in a scoop. I'm about to give y'all some more scoop on Kimani. They go and her grandmother and aunt is gonna speak. They're gonna talk, okay? What happened was they believe that they caught the man, Darnell, the one who her alleged father, in this case, in another part of the county. So we'll get into that, and then before we get in there, close that screen tell and stop letting all them flies up in here. Y'all know what we say over here. Y'all like, share, and subscribe to the video. We gotta get into our scoop. A little bit more information of what's going on in the Kimani case.
May be connected to Kimani's murder investigation. The president of the Columbus Fraternal Order of Police says a man who was shot by SWAT this morning is wanted for a murder of a teenage girl here in Toledo. However, neither he nor a spokesperson for Columbus Police would confirm that man is Darnell Jones. Here's what the FOP president had to say.
When I heard about this case, this was an individual wanted for homicide out of Toledo. I called my union counterpart in Toledo. I said, hey, good news, we have your guy. Your guy committed a overdose and fled to our town. I'll tell you right now, the wrong town to come to if you murder somebody. Our SWAT team will go out looking for you.
We are working right now to confirm if the man shot this morning is Darnell Jones. He's wanted for the murder of 13-year-old Kimani Latigue. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And just a short time ago, our Silver Barker exclusively interviewed Kimani's grandmother and legal guardian, and then Kimani's aunt. Here's what they both had to say. So, my first. Case was going on. We want to know specifically, we checked with the police, that was not the case. So can you further clarify exactly what did happen yesterday at your home?
Well, I was called and told that there was a mob of people in front of my house. They were angry. It was more or less the people that were here earlier, waiting to see if it was Kimani that was in the home. And basically, some people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house, and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective said that she would have a unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get away from my property. So no, I was never arrested. I was taken downtown, but I was never arrested.
Are you scared for your safety right now?
I am.
What are some of the things that you think you're
They said they was gonna blow up my house. They said they were gonna do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of the different things that they've been stating.
And now, yesterday, let's backtrack first for a little bit. So, you are the guardian of Kimani, or you were the guardian of Kimani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Kimani.
Okay. So, in terms of taking care of her, when was Kimani under your care?
A year ago. She's in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Kimani close?
Were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her, paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Kimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Kimani was.
Kimani was phenomenal. Kimani was a helper. Like, she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. Um, she played basketball for Spring Elementary. She was highly intelligent, so I'd like to clear up the mental issue uh, statements. No, she was not mentally ill in any way. We had her, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally, so that was not an issue. But back to Kimani, um, she would, like, say for instance, someone would come over and they had children. They didn't have to worry about their kids because Kimani immediately embraced them and would play with them. You know, kid stuff, kid stuff. She was phenomenal. Like I said, she was like no other kid her age.
What school did Kimani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
We were told that at that time she was really good in school as well, too, correct?
She was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9. And, actually they were going to have an award ceremony for the basketball players today at 5:30. But when I divulged to them that she had passed, they've rescheduled it. She was going to receive her trophy for being, on the team and stuff.
And she has a birthday coming up.
Her birthday is Friday.
She would have been 14.
She would have been 14.
Do you have any plans for her birthday?
We were going to have her a large birthday party because it would have been her first birthday where, once again, all of my children were together and could participate in the party. Her mom was supposed to come and everything. So I asked her early on, what type of party do you want? She said she wanted a basketball themed party. So that's what I bought. Things that revolved around her playing basketball. I'm still receiving stuff in the mail for that.
So there's been some confusion now in terms of when it comes to family, who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system. Can you clear up a little bit of all of that? When Kimani was placed in your care, when the LTCS, who exactly did she come from?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name, but she came from her other legal guardian because the other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Kimani's mom, godmother. And we had already discussed when early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact. I would contact her and tell her, why me this? Or Kimani would like that. And she would come by and oblige, and we would commence.
So earlier you mentioned when you were talking about what Kimani was like, you had mentioned that when family members did come over, were allowed around her. Can you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around, and those that did, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good. Ma'am. Okay, next question.
So now we do know that Darnell, people are looking for Darnell Jones right now. The police are looking for Darnell Jones. There's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. Just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder, and No, I take that back. They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat.
That's really bad.
I can't even say.
You know, as the police report mentions, Imani was last seen with Darnell. You know, do you have any regrets of letting Imani go with, as you're her guardian, do you have any regrets of letting Imani go with Darnell?
I do. I do only because, like I said, I feel deceived. I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
When you say grooming her, is there things that you saw before this?
No, I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when molesters decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you that you and they can keep secret, and then eventually they pounce. And that's how I feel that. Oh God, how all of this is played out, I feel that's what happened. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
There's also comments, and we're just trying to address those. There's comments online, speculation again that Imani, her home situation to the not say that.
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I've went through this twice because the school system had contacted CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study, and closed it. They've stated there's a way to chastise children without physically harming them. You need to whoop them on their behind, nowhere else. So, okay, with that in mind, I knew that. So she didn't have like bruises all over.
How long ago was that when you gave it your own?
I would say the latest, it was approximately 7 months ago.
So you say the latest. So was it a few times that they gave it to your own?
It was twice total.
Twice total. And it was all for chat, like you mentioned, which you said earlier.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of, this whole situation, so you were not arrested, correct? That's what, a lot of people seem to think that you saw you went out and were correct?
Yes.
Okay, so my first question for you, can you tell me your relation to Dorothy?
I'm Dorothy's second oldest daughter. I'm Kimani's aunt. My name is Sanika. I live in Indianapolis. All this that is going on is devastating. You would think that, you see it happen around the world, but when it hits close to your heart, you really just be thinking like, did I do something wrong? Did I fail her? She didn't have the life to live that we have got to grow and live. She was only 13. So to know that somebody that I trusted, which was her father, to come through and deceive us just to get to Kimani in some sexual way or a harmful way, that hurts me to the fullest extent. Point I feel like I failed her. Being her aunt, a person that she could run to and tell anything and everything to. That was my girl. That was my baby. And to hear all of this, to know all of this, and to be going through all this and hearing it for as long as that it went on, it's very devastating. I see so many people that are supposed to be my family that's going against my mom and me for that instance, and saying like, oh, she failed her, she had something to do with it, she had this and that. It doesn't matter at this point. For right now, and until we get justice for Kimani, it's all about Kimani. What I would like to say is there's a lot of people on the internet starting GoFundMe's, and that's not what we need right now, because it's not what Kimani needs. The funeral home has objected to say that they're going to come and pay for everything, so there's no need for any GoFundMe pages, any of that. Everything is being taken care of that needs to be taken care of by her family, her immediate family. What upsets me is that people are starting these GoFundMe pages and putting Kimani's name underneath it, and they know that it's going to get viewed, and people have sympathy and feel some type of way about that. And some of them can be scams, but I know some of them have come from family members. When just let the immediate family handle that. Like, what y'all gonna do with the money if y'all not turning into the funeral home? There's no need. Let us handle it. Y'all just sit back and give us the emotional support that we need. That's what we need right now. As a family, as a community, we should all come together and just give each other the emotional support that we honestly need. And that's just what I ask for. For everybody to, calm down, breathe. I know this is a hard time, because it's not just a hard time for y'all. This is a rough time for me. I just need y'all to come together and understand that we need each other as a community, as a family, and emotional support is what we need the most in this situation.
Yesterday the crowd was listening to people here. The crowd was very upset, lots of emotions going through, especially this time of the situation. You heard multiple comments out in the crowd, attacking or pointing fingers at your mom. So, what has it been like finding your support system and helping her out?
In a way, you have to be mature enough to decide, am I going to follow along with the crowd, or am I going to, stick around with the loner? I'm to the point where I'm not following nobody. I'm going with what's right. If it was your mother, if it was your niece, would you console your mother? Would you console the person that was closest to her, who lived with her? I'm not out to have a torch and the pitchforks and all out to go against anybody except the person who did this, which I believe was her father, Darnell. I don't have any other anger pushed towards anybody else. I'm angry that this happened, but I'm angry at the person who did this.
Do you know if have you been in contact with Tiara, your mother?
Yeah, I've been in contact with my sister. It's been briefly. It's been over through text. Like I said, I live in Indianapolis. I seen her yesterday, but that was very brief. It wasn't even more than 5 minutes. It was more than less that she wanted to show me my other niece, Kazaria, which is Kimani's youngest sister. But it wasn't like it was shit, what are we gonna do with any of that? And I don't wish this on nobody. I really don't. I just, your mind go different places when it's a baby. That was a baby. Like I said, I have a very close relationship with Kimani. She was a tomboy. She wasn't out looking for, trying to be fast or, mischievous or any of that. So for her mother to come down and have all this to say and all that, Tier, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kimani TikTok party.
Gabapentin is bringing you closer.
It's sad, y'all.
We haven't called her. We haven't sent her. We haven't seen her until this happened. Why we gotta see you when it's a tragic moment? So Tier, what do you yes? Very, very minimum. It wasn't even. She'll call my mom. She'll go through me and say, "Have you talked to mommy?" And I'm like, "No, about what?" And she'll say, "Oh, well, she got custody of Kimani and she's trying to get child support from me." So it wasn't that Tierra was concerned about Kimani. It was more of the why she want child support from me.
What is the relationship
It's very distant. They had their words. They fought. Kimani mother has a godmother that Kimani was with before my mom got hurt. And there was no communication then from Tierra. Tierra had just, I feel like Tierra just let her go. Because any mother would be on her toes to get her children back. That wasn't the case here. It just wasn't.
When was Monty? When was Monty going to Tierra?
I'll say about 7, 8 months. And then Tierra godmother stepped in and got custody of Kimani, which would have been around 9 months. Yeah, and Kimani had been with that lady from 9 months all the way up until about, I'd say, 5.5 years ago. So it wasn't like Tierra was actually in the picture, saying, hey, maybe I can start getting myself together to get my child back so nobody else can get hurt.
You're worried for Kimani's safety with any of the family members or anyone?
I wouldn't say I was worried because I was here. I was here. Every winter break, spring break, holidays, birthdays, I was here for Kimani. Yes, you come and you enjoy time with your family, but I was here for my niece. I also brought my youngest sister and her 2 kids from Indianapolis to be here for Kimani because we've been in the system before. So I know how it feels to feel like, dang, I'm at somebody's house or not feeling not wanted. I know those feelings. So I try to give Kimani that at all times because she's wanted and loved by her aunts. And this is just devastating that I have to go through this for the rest of my life and knowing I'll never have the embrace of my niece, the hey TT, what you doing? When you coming down here, I'll never get to hear that from my baby here, and that's what kills me the most. I just wish that when I was down here last, that I had just taken her to Indianapolis with me, so this would never happen. A lot of things, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but at the end of the day, I just really wish that whatever happened and whoever did this, I didn't have to do that to her. There's plenty of people out here with, grown people that put themselves out there to be, the sex worker or whatever it may be. You didn't have to do this to a child. It was nothing that Kimani would have done to make you hurt her. So she was a very timid kid. Tomboyish, reserved. She wasn't, loud and out there. So it's just devastating that that me and my family have to go through this. I just want people to understand that family is family. And at the end of the day, don't be so eager to go against your family. Talk to your family and talk to the children. These children may be scared to talk to the parents about things that's going on or what may be going on because they feel like they may get in trouble. But make it known that to your kids that you can talk to me. Make it very open. You can talk to me about any and everything. Because that's what these kids need to hear nowadays. Instead of going on social media and talking to somebody over social media about it, like he did this or she may done that. Talk to your family because they can handle. They're the adults. They're supposed to handle it. Yeah, and it's forever.
Sad. Now, the grandma said something, and she said something that was a little bit disturbed to me. She said that she spilled everything about a pedophile, but she ignored the signs when he came around. When the so-called father came around, she didn't see the sign in him what he was doing to her, but she can walk right through the signs to us on the news. And it seemed like the grandma is angry now that I think the father got shot. I'm not sure in Columbus. I'm not sure, but she's going through. I know she's going through the tragedy now, but I'm saying though, she like is she upset because him losing him? And she asked the news people, and what else? What else you got to say? Hurry up. That's in other words. That's the way I felt it, but I can be wrong. But then you had the nice, beautiful young lady, her auntie. She really on not on nobody's side. She just on her niece side. They didn't have to do that to her, and then said that her sister didn't act like she didn't want a money. She didn't hardly call the money, but then the aunt said. Then the mama said she do come and get money sometime. I am so confused in this situation. So the aunt and the grandma saying the same thing about the mom, but the mom is saying something different. But there were signs, and the grandma ignored the signs. So is she really hurt about money, or is she hurt about the guy? I'm gonna leave it up to the Lord, but because this shouldn't happen, y'all. And the grandmama stayed up there and told what this man did to this girl. She walked y'all through. She said he eyed her and then cut her neck. I mean, she walked through this. I don't. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not whatever. I just don't see it, y'all. These people, these are modern days pedophile. They are modern days. They are throwing the sign away because y'all recognize those signs. They have new signs, y'all. They don't have the old fashioned signs anymore. So step your game up, parents. Step your games up and get used to the modern days pedophile because they're not doing it like they used to do back in the days. I love y'all. Be safe out there, and your reaction is very important to me in this situation. I'm out of here.